First of all, I'll try to explain who we are. Wikimedia stemmed from Wikipedia. It's both the community of people which are working on Wikipedia and a similar website, and some organizations which are makes this possible. Wikimedia is used for Wikimedia Foundation, which is an US non-profit organization which operates the website Wikipedia and a lot of what we call sister projects, let's say websites which are under free licenses and which are worked on in a collaborative manner. And Wikimedia is a network of local chapter of national organizations like Wikimedia Italy. There are, in Europe, most countries has a Wikimedia chapter. The basic aim of Wikimedia is related to website and to provide open contents under free licenses, and by that I mean content which are released on licenses which makes possible to use them for any purpose, to modify them and to redistribute them, and also in for commercial purposes. So usually the main restriction is that you have to provide attribution to say who is the author. Well, I try to talk about a few of our projects or websites. All of you, I think, know Wikipedia, so I'll talk of some other ones. The most important one for Eagle is Wikimedia Commons, which is a repository of images and files. It was born as a central repository for Wikipedia mainly, because the problem at the time was that each instance of Wikipedia, each national edition of Wikipedia was completely independent. So if you had an image used on both Wikipedias, you had to upload on each of them, and this is clearly not a good idea. Wikimedia Commons is a central archive which is developed in a collaborative fashion. All images are under free licenses, and the main characteristic is that it is accessible from each Wikipedia and each Wikimedia project. That is, you can include the images on Commons directly on Wikipedia and other projects. Wikisource is a digital library, which means it contains transcriptions of books or other published works, and it's still based on wiki software, which means that anyone can edit it online without many restrictions. Wikidata is a shiny new project which is a database built on mainly on the same principle of Commons, or providing a central repository, a central database which can be used by any projects, and is a database which can it's a bit different from the other projects, but anyway, it's something which can be edited by anyone on the web. Well, Wikimedia started from three sets of projects, but now his scope has widened, and we're interested in many topics which regards free knowledge. This is not the first time that we are working with Europeana. It's a project for importing files in Commons, like GLAM toolset, which was nominated before, for transferring contents from Wikimedia Commons to Europeana, and projects working on communication. In Eagle, our main task will be importing images also on Wikimedia Commons and making them available on Wikimedia websites. The first reason for doing this is visibility. The point is that scholars will go, if they want to search for epigraphs, will go to the Eagle portal, but most people don't even know of the existence of Eagle, and unfortunately also for Europeana. I hope this will change soon. While Wikipedia and Wikimedia projects are some of the most visited websites in the world, and a lot of people go on Wikipedia and can reach its contents also by chance. Also, they are usually built in a way that in which they are accessible from multiple devices and from multiple uses. So if something is on Commons, it will go on everywhere Commons will go. It being on Wikimedia Commons or Wikimedia projects also enable the content to be integrated with other contents, mainly on Wikimedia projects, like articles on Wikipedia. It is possible. An image of an epigraph which is on Commons may be included in a Wikipedia article and used for creating a Wikipedia article. And the reason why I nominated Wikisource and Wikidata is because, and this is not really sure, because also Wikidata is not yet yet under development. It's the first release was a few months ago. It's we have at least other 6 months before it's fully functional and with all its features. In Wikidata could, if data about epigraphs will go to Wikidata, they can be used also from other projects, and in Wikisource it could host some transcriptions and of epigraphs. And the last point is improving the contents. Wikimedia projects are collaborative projects where it's not only a place where you store data, but it's mainly a place where people work on the contents and try to improve it and to make it more, to link them, to make them more accessible. So it's if something is on Wikimedia, we can expect, at least it is simple to correct mistakes if you see them, to connect different pieces of information. And once it is done, it is possible to take back the data and to hopefully to use to improve the data. Of course, I'm not promising any miracle, there is no magic. We don't. I don't expect a lot of people going to edit epigraphic data, but it can happen, and well, if it happens, it's worth it. Oh, I already finished that.
We are going to more details of our project, of the Eagle project. As Silvia just told, I will first give an introduction to the project, which are our objectives and which is the work plan, so the plan of our work, deadlines, milestones, expected results. And after lunch, I will give you a short presentation of what does it mean to participate to European projects, especially for those of you who are not used to participate in such projects. So there are a number of things, of administrative tasks and deadlines to meet, and it's useful, I think, to give an introduction now that we are almost everybody present. But let's start with an introduction to the project. Okay, this is the table of content, and so just one slide to summarize which are the objectives. I made this presentation out of the description of work, so I followed what is written in our contract. These are the objectives that we have to achieve at the end of the project. To contribute 1.5 million of epigraphic images to Europeana. And we have, together with Valentina, who is the leader of this work package, we have to be careful to respect this deadline. It is one of the most important objectives. We are an aggregator, and our aim is to provide content to Europeana, and we have a set of interim milestones during the project, and I think that Valentina will talk about this later on. Then, to elaborate a metadata model targeted to the epigraphy, and this will be one of our first objectives, because, of course, out of this metadata model, then all the transformation, the mapping, and the ingestion process will be based on. To set up what is called the curation service, that is to say, to enrich the epigraphic images with a special a special emphasis on the translations, and so one of our objectives will be to translate also the text of the epigraphies that are in our databases. And there is a dedicated working group on this that will be presented in Work Package 2. To create a platform, a portal, a repository where to store this epigraphic content, a federated repository, that will be the main access point to the users, and so that to attract new users and to disseminate also to the public, general users, and expert users, how they can, what does this mean, what they can do with our content. To develop the two flagship applications, the mobile application that that is a different way to access our repository, and a storytelling application that is an application to reduce our content, and then to disseminate our results, to make a plan for the sustainability of the project after the end of the project, or after the end of the European funding, and of course to coordinate with the Europeana and the related projects. This is the structure of the project, with 6 work packages. The project is divided into 6 main areas that are called work packages. There are 2 like transversal work packages that are the dissemination and the project management, and the core of the project is what is in the middle of this slide. There is the infrastructure, work package 4. There is the things that are built on top of these infrastructures, that are the portal and the applications from one side, and the metadata model and the ingestion plan on the other side, that populates the portal with the content that is collected and gathered from all the partners and sent to Europeana, and the metadata are sent to Europeana. And there is work package 2, which is our networking work package that deals with a set of topics like translations, GIS, terminologies, IPR, and that whose aim is to enlarge this network, because our project is a best practice network, and one of the aim of this network is also to attract new content providers and enlarge the network. And I think that we have a very good starting point with all our expression of interests that we got during the proposal, and this could be the starting point to start with, to involve them and to become part of our network. But then we have to go further, and we have scheduled a set of events, workshops, conferences, also with the aim of enlarging the network. Project management structure is quite straightforward. I already told about the work packages. Each work package has a work package leader, and the group of work package leaders helps the coordination, the project management team, the so-called management team, which is composed by the project coordinator, Silvia, and myself as a technical coordinator, to keep track of the progress of the project. And so we will rely on the work package leader to check the status and that everything works fine, and then deadlines are met for each work package. And of course, for any problem, just give me a call or an email, and we'll solve it together. Besides this, there is a steering committee, which is like a board composed of one member for each partner, in case of important decisions to be taken in the consortium, and an advisory board, which is instead composed of by those external partners I was talking about before, that wants to cooperate with our project, signing a kind of agreement, cooperation agreement, and we thought to give them as well a role, an advisory role, in order to keep them involved in the project, and besides them, also Europeana and Wikimedia, of course, are part of this advisory board. These are the tasks. Each work package is, again, split in different tasks, and each task has a partner who has the responsibility to carry out the activities that are planned in that task. These are the tasks of our package 1, whose leader is the Sapienza University. And basically, here the main role is for Sapienza and us to coordinate the project, and there is some effort that is allocated to all the partners for the administrative issues and tax reporting and things like that, and I will talk about this in this afternoon after lunch. Each work package has a set of deliverables, as they are called in the European projects. So these are contractual deliveries that has a deadline. The description of work, and usually this deadline is in terms of months, so month 3, month 6, month 8, month 12. I put here the exact
translation.
Yes, the translation with the delivery date as the month of the year. We will have a quality plan at the beginning, and then the periodic reports during the project. And I will talk about this after lunch in the reporting, in the presentation of the reporting to the Commission, and a set of milestones. So there are deliverables and milestones, and each work package leader, but everyone, task leader, has to take care of the deliveries and milestones that are planned in his work package. In this case, we have the review with the European Commission, one per year at the end of each. Works, as they are called in our description work. The first one is on content harmonization, as it's called, in particular dealing with the GIS and terminologies. The second one is on content curation and translation, with the help of Wikimedia. And the third one is on IPR and user engagement, and I think that Pietro will present them during the presentation of this work package later on. These are the tasks that are planned in work package 2. The leader of work package 2 is the University of Heidelberg. There are each task 2.2, 3 and 4 that corresponds to the working group I just told about. Moreover, there is a dedicated task to our workshops and conferences that are planned during the project. 2 conferences, one in the middle and one at the end, and 3 workshops. Later on we will have a table summarizing them. And the cooperation with Europeana also, which is part of work package 2. I put here the CNR as a task leader of the cooperation with Europeana because the budget for subcontracting Europeana is allocated to CNR. So they have the lead of this task. The role of the partners, as I said, Heidelberg is the work package leader, and in particular they are also responsible for one of the working group on content harmonization, which is the first one. Then we have the other 2 working groups, one on the translations and on the curation and translation, which is led by Roma, and the working group on IPR, user engagement, which is led by Plus. Already told about CNR, they have the budget for subcontracting Europeana, and the Cyprus Institute is the responsible for setting up at the end of the project of the virtual exhibition on epigraphy. In this work package, as in work package 3, work package 2 and 3, all the content providers have some effort in order to participate, in this case, to the activities of the working groups, because they are topics that are, of course, of interest for all the content providers. So I think that the working group leaders will then make like a call for participation for each working group, and so you can then set up a more specific and dedicated group to work on each of the topic of the work package. These are the list of deliverables and milestones for work package 2, with the deadline, the responsibility, and in this case we have the first delivery is the deliverable 2.1, which is the planning and the terms of reference, how this working group should work, which are the way that we want to approach to external partners in order to get them involved and to find new content providers and new people interested in our project and with whom to cooperate. And this is due by September. And then the next deliveries are later on, even if I remember that the first review will be after the end of the first year. And even if the first deliveries of the working groups are due at month 18, it is very useful to have a first version in advance in order to arrive to the first review with something to show. So it is useful for the work package leader to plan this early delivery of these deliverables. Work package 3, 4, and 5 aim to set up the core infrastructure and applications of our project. So we have our Eagle main infrastructure that is provided by CNR, who aggregates all the content coming from each content providers. Work package 3 deals with this aggregation of content. Work package 4 deals with the implementation of the infrastructure, and work package 5 is focused on the implementation of the services and application on the top of this infrastructure. So our portal and the application, the mobile application and storytelling application. Of course, Europeana is also part of this schema, because our data then will feed Europeana's portal. Work package 3's leader is Cyprus Institute. As you know, we already started asking you some information on your metadata model, on your way to store your content, terminologies that are used, which kind of content, and then you will provide, and we will go ahead in the coming weeks in order to plan very well this ingestion and this of your content into the Eagle platform and then into Europeana, because this is something very important and we need to keep really under control this space. Besides this, in the work package 3, there is also the KU11 University, which is involved in the process of the identification of duplicates with the Trismegistos that Mark talked about before. And of course, there is effort planned for each content provider. I guess the biggest part here in this work package, because of course this is the main work package where the content providers are involved in order to set up the metadata model that is used and then map their metadata into this common metadata model and upload the content to the Eagle platform. These are the deliverables and milestones for Work Package 3. As you can see, there is, by the end of the year, the metadata model that is due, and then the rest of the 2 years is dedicated to the ingestion plan, and we have to meet the milestones that you can see below about the number of objects, of items that we have to deliver to Europeana until the end of the project with the 1.5 million objects. What package 4 is the infrastructure. It is more or less everything will be implemented by the CNR. The infrastructure both for the aggregation and for the image recognition that will be used in the mobile application, maybe in the portal too. And there is, yes, the contribution also of Eureva that will provide the help to CNR in order to prepare what is needed by the mobile application. Deliverables and milestones are quite dedicated to the implementation of this infrastructure. And Work Package 5 is dedicated to the end user dedicated services, so the portal and the applications. And here we have also the validation phase, and therefore the first task, the activity of this work package will be to start from the wish list that is already available and enrich, improve this in order to collect all the requirements coming from the content providers, mainly about how they would like the portal, the services, the search engine. They would like to see this service implemented, but not only the services in that are available on the web interface, on the web user interface, but also requirements on the mobile application and on the storytelling application, because they need requirements in order to start planning the design and the implementation of these applications. Responsibilities: the DAI is the work package leader and responsible for the storytelling application. Promoter is responsible for the portal, Reva for the mobile application, and there are a number of content providers that are involved in what I've just talked about, the requirement and the validation of the services and applications. These are the deliveries, as usual, the deadlines and the responsibilities that reflect what I've just said. First task here is the requirements. So this year is dedicated to the collection of the requirements. And finally, the work package 6, which is the dissemination and exploitation work package. And here we have the implementation of the project website, dissemination through a number of channels, tools that we started already to think about, the implementation of the teaser video and documentary from Luca, and the planning for the sustainability of the project, maybe not now, but sustainability of our system. These are the tasks or work package 6. Of course, there will be, we have already the design of the logo. There will be some materials, posters, brochure, leaflets, as usual, in order to attract and to approach users and stakeholders on what we are doing, in order to deliver them in the occasion where we want to present our project. Please, each partner here has some effort to carry out activities. There are two things that are very important. One is to keep the dissemination team, so basically we and Raffaella, informed of every kind of dissemination activity that you want to do and that you did, because it is very important to keep track of all these dissemination activities, both for dissemination purposes, so to publish news, links, events, whatever in our port, in our website and through our channels. And the other one is that because the European Commission, in order to accept the costs for travels, they need to be justified. So we have to make clear that what we are reporting is clearly linked to the activities of the project. And so it is very important that each dissemination activity, each time that you attend to a conference, an event, and you disseminate the project, you deliver some materials or give a presentation or have a poster session, whatever, you need to, it is very, very useful to have just one page report of this kind of dissemination activity and send the report to us, to the Sapienza, and to promote it. And this helps you also in the reporting to the Commission to make evident that this is related to the project. But I will talk about this later, and we will provide you with some kind of template to this field. Delivers milestones. The first thing will be the project website, of course, and then during the project all the other materials and so on. Just to summarize, this is the overall picture of our project. It is called the Gantt chart usually, with all the deliveries and the timing, and we gave a name to each phase. First we have the planning, so set up things, then preparation to the actual implementation of our tasks. Initial operation, where gestion, the implementation, technical implementation, and whatever starts. Validation, fine-tuning, and final operation. In the first phase, we have the terms of reference for the working groups, the design of the infrastructure, and the plan for dissemination. Then there is the preparation of the ingestion to Europeana and the user requirements. The first workshops and the starting of the ingestion to Europeana, the implementation of the portal, and the first release of the applications, and we are in the middle of the project. And then the first round of validation that checks the actual implementation against the requirements that we collected at the beginning. Then improvements to the system, to the portal, to the application, according to the results, the outcomes of the validation from the users, from the content providers. And the final operations, which are the virtual exhibition and the finals, reportings, and the plan for the sustainability, and the final conference. And that's all for this introduction.